Hey everyone, it's Gabrielle with Oxmoor Auto Group over here at Oxmoor Ford Lincoln. Today I have Kenny Elward here with me, and we have our friends from Blessing in a Backpack.
We're sponsoring you guys again. We love the work that you've been doing. The last event was huge. What was it, Wildwood last year? How much money was raised from that?
We raised over $41,000.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a golf scramble. God love you. Thanks everybody for doing that, by the way.
So with this year's event, you've got I think you had 108 signed up. Is that correct, Jennifer?
Yes, so right now we have 22 teams, and we have room for a few more foursome, so please get involved. But even with that, you can go online and go to louisville.blessingsinAbackpack.org and get involved, make a donation, and help us feed some kids right here in Louisville.
So the reason that we're here at Oxmoor Ford is we're actually sponsoring the hole-in-one. Gabby, we were out there last year. That's a beautiful hole at Wildwood. They just redid the clubhouse facility.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. We had an F-150 out there last year. We're not entirely sure what vehicle we'll have out there this year.
It's a surprise.
It is a surprise.
For us as well.
Yeah, and I have to say a big shout out to Oxmoor Auto Group, because this is your third year partnering with us with this golf scramble. So a wonderful partner with our community, with Blessings in a Backpack, as far as many other philanthropies here in the city. And we just want to let you know how much we appreciate you and the kids that you're helping us to feed.
We love the kids. Tony, why do you get so involved with this? You're so passionate about this.
I love Blessings in the Backpack. We do a lot of community stuff all the time. We're always Crusade for Children. We do all this stuff. Blessings in a Backpack is the most practical way that if you give $5, you're feeding a child. Like, you don't know if you give that little amount or $500 whether it's going to where it should go. There's a lot of stuff we do. I know that if you give $5 to Blessing in the Backpack, that a child's going to eat for 2 weekends, right? And by the way, that's the other reason. Number two is they make the dollar stretch at Blessings in the Backpack farther than anywhere else. There's not a lot of infrastructure that you look at Blessings in a Backpack, not a lot of brick and mortar cost here. This is going to the kids. It's all going to children. And then the other thing is, who doesn't want to feed kids? This is not a political.
That's a real baseline reading right there for humanity.
We love to politicize everything in this world. You can't politicize feeding children, okay? So I love this charity. Plus, all these moms are all involved. This is a mom thing. These are not professional fundraisers. And those people do great. I'm not slamming professional fundraisers. They do a fantastic job. But you're talking about a bunch of moms that said, not on my watch. That's why I'm passionate about this, why I love this, and I see the results.
So, Kim, Tony was talking about you guys really can stretch the dollars with this. I know that we talked at one time about doing like a can drive or something, but when you got to talking about it, the way that you all are able to procure the food at a different cost, you've got other partners that are really making this stretch, don't you?
We are. We're very fortunate that we partner with Cisco Foods, ConAgra, and Kellogg's. ConAgra and Kellogg's believe in our mission, so they give us pricing that they don't even give Cisco. So we beat wholesale pricing. So between the three, that's how we're able to feed a child for $120 a year. And that takes us out of the logistics business. We don't need warehouses. We don't need trucks and drivers. Cisco delivers the food directly to the schools every week when they deliver the cafeteria food.
And I know as Oxmoor Auto Group, we really love helping all these local, because we have over 500 employees right here in Louisville. But Gabrielle, you have a 2-year-old. This really has to hit home with you when you think about your son and you're watching him at daycare and you're thinking, what's going on with him right now? These kids are going a weekend with nobody at home and no food. That's just heartbreaking.
I can't imagine that. That literally breaks my heart. Just thinking about my son not eating, or any other child for that matter, that just makes you want to just say, okay, I'm not going to eat for a day and I'm going to give my meal to a child. I mean, it's just incredible.
And something that's kind of crazy, prior to COVID, our numbers were about 64,000 children who are food insecure right here in Louisville, which means they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. Post-pandemic, it is estimated those numbers have gone to over 100,000 kids.
Wow.
So it's crazy. And the thing is these babies, and being a mom, it's hard to not get emotional.
It is.
It's not like kids get to choose the family that they're born into,
Right.
or their parents. And they should not have to suffer the consequences for the decisions maybe their parents should or should not have made. I mean, every situation is different. But this is,
And there's also cases where parents have 4 jobs and still.
Yes, and they're still struggling. I mean, there's so many different stories. And the bottom line is you have this amazing young little life full of potential and possibilities, and just getting that food. I mean, the research and the surveys, behavior is better. Learning increases.
There's a reason there's something called hangry.
Yes.
I get hangry if I'm like missing like about 2 hours, not 2 days.
Right.
And the part that they feel loved and cared for, and they feel that from their community. And I mean, these are going to be our future workers, decision makers, and leaders. And so we have a real opportunity to impact the future of our city. And not to mention the life of a child, which is incredible. Why I love it so much, and I'm so glad I get to work with these great people.
So tell us a little bit about behind the scenes, like the operation. We haven't been able to be at the facility since COVID hit.
Right.
Something we want to do at some point in the future. But explain what that looks like when you receive that $20 somebody sends in for a week. It's going to take care of what? A kid for 4 weekends, is that right?
Yes, approximately.
So somebody sends in $20 and they make sure a kid doesn't go hungry for a month. What does it look like, feet on the ground for you guys?
For us, we work with the family resource counselors at the schools. So every dollar that comes into Blessings stays in Louisville. And then we work with the family resource counselors in the schools to help deliver the food to the kids. We also rely on volunteers in the community to come in and help pack those bags and distribute them on Fridays. We haven't been able to do that since the pandemic hit, but we're hoping that things start to open up and we can get the community involved again.
So, and that doesn't mean the food's not going out. That just means the interaction with our volunteers one-on-one with our kids. Because our goal is to have businesses just like Oxmoor Auto Group get involved, find the schools near them and sponsor that school. And ideally send your workers there because it really bonds you to that community. And that's what has been hard during the pandemic is that one-on-one interaction with the kids that we just love so much, those hugs and those smiles, but that hasn't stopped us from sending the food out. We are still distributing. We are still getting them into the homes because these kids need to eat.
And I want to commend through the COVID situation how Blessings in a Backpack continue to do their work even though the kids weren't in school. That was an amazing feat that we were all confused. JCPS had no idea what to do, and you guys kind of picked up the ball and ran with it and said, okay, how do we do this? You figured it out. It was awesome that you did that. And the boots on the ground, again, are volunteers. This isn't a huge organization. They're just feeding kids. It is one of the most important things that we can move forward with when we look at inflation and the price of what groceries cost today is more than it was last Tuesday, which was more than it was the weekend before that. So look, we all know. We go to Kroger and I go, I'm sorry, lady, how much was that? But one thing that hit me really hard, I saw someone testifying at Congress, and this lady said, I've never not gone to the grocery store without a calculator. And because she has to get to a certain point and then she's done. It doesn't matter where she's at. That's all the food she has. I almost started crying thinking, I've never gone to the grocery store with a calculator. I just go get my food. We can't live like that. We can't have people live like that.
Right.
So we're going to feed you. And again, to Jennifer's point, everything goes up. Grades go up. Discipline goes down. Disciplinary problems go down. It's so much better when you have a belly full of food and you can work on it. We can go through some really sad stories. They're going to make you feel really guilty right now, but we're not going to do it. Okay? We're not going to do it because we're going to stay positive because we want to thank Oxmoor Ford. I love Ford, by the way. My son's in a Ford right now because I felt so safe putting him and his knucklehead 5 friends in going to Lollapalooza in Chicago. And I said, nope, drive my Ford. It's safer to drive. So that's my pitch for Oxmoor Ford at this point. It's an Explorer, by the way. It's a fantastic truck. All right. But
we got there. It took a little while. We went around the block in the Ford, and then we got back there, didn't we, Tony?
I will also vouch for the Lincoln Aviator. It's a great vehicle. My last 4 cars, I think, have come from Oxmoor Ford.
But it takes all of us. It takes you guys. It takes the organization over in St. Matthews. It takes Jennifer, deciding, no, let's do this. And there's so many of the moms, and then people like me that just say, how do I get involved? Right. I feel lucky to be able to be involved with Blessings in a Backpack, period.
So We've got the event coming up. What can we expect that day? I'm sure you've got a lot of festivities. There's lunch involved. And can people still sign up?
Yeah, absolutely. We still have a few team spots available. A couple sponsorships are also available. And if you'd like to just make a donation, we'll take that too. The day is going to be great. We've had feedback from players in the past who say it was just a really fun day. So we'll be offering lunch, and then the golfers can spend a day on the course. There'll be prizes at different holes they can win. There'll be specialty drinks throughout the course. And, of course, we'll have the beverage cart. And then we'll have a silent auction as well, which will be online. We've got some great prizes this year donated by the community. And then open bar as well. So just going to be a day of fun.
That's going to be all Monday, August 16th at Wildwood Country Club. Big shout out to Barrick and Glick Companies as a presenting sponsor, as well as Shady Rays. Zaxby's will be joining us and for lunch. So we'll feed you lunch. You'll have a day of fun. We'll have silent auction items. Of course, we'll have a hole-in-one prizes. So to be determined what it could be here from Oxmoor Auto
Hopefully
Group.
somebody drives away in a new Ford.
That's right.
Get
They'll
lucky
have a
on
whole
number
Ford.
18. I will
So,
give a plug to my buddy Blake Watts, who's the PGA head professional out there. I was out about 6 weeks ago and played Wildwood. It's in fantastic shape. So it's hard to get tee times right now. It just is. So if you're looking for a place to get a tee time, Monday is a great time to do it.
Monday, August 16th,
And you
Wildwood
get to
Country
feed some
Club.
kids.
Yeah. Give us a call.